Nightmare on Elm Street 4 wasn't just another horror sequel. It was Freddy Krueger's pop culture explosion, where nightmares met neon, smoky corridors, and dream fights that looked like music videos instead of nightmares. But behind the stylish kills, chaos ruled the set. The script was finished in just 7 days. Production started before a director was hired, and one of Freddy's kills got rewritten because they literally ran out of money. These are 15 creepiest facts about Nightmare on Elm Street 4, the Dream Master. And hidden inside this movie, Freddy didn't just invade dreams, he invaded MTV itself, turning horror into a dance floor nightmare. Number 1. The rejected time travel script. Before production even began, Elm Street creator Wes Craven pitched his own idea for Part 4. His version was way more ambitious. Freddy would use dreams to travel through time, jumping into different eras to torment the ancestors of his victims. Craven wanted to explore how Freddy's evil could echo through generations, but the studio thought it was too complicated and expensive to shoot. They passed on it and went with a simpler dream power story instead. The time travel concept vanished, but fans still debate how wild that alternate version could have been. Number 2. The deleted soul escape scene. After Freddy's chest rips open and the trapped souls burst free, the movie cuts straight to Alice walking away. But that wasn't how the scene originally ended. In an early version, the souls were supposed to float upward, glowing like spirits in the sky, leaving Freddy's empty body twitching on the floor. The prop team even built a light rig for the soul orbs, but when they tested it, it looked unintentionally funny, more like a cartoon than horror. Test audiences laughed, not screamed. Embarrassed, the studio trimmed the sequence and cut the effect entirely. Robert Englund later confirmed the deleted take existed, saying it was too beautiful for Freddy. Number 3. The Pizza of Souls. In one of the strangest dream sequences, Alice sits across from Freddy in a dimly lit diner. He's casually eating pizza, except the toppings aren't pepperoni, they're screaming human heads. Each meatball is one of Alice's dead friends, trapped inside his food. Freddy looks up, grins, and even eats one while taunting her. The prop was built using a real pizza base mixed with tiny animatronic heads molded from the actors' faces. Robert Englund had to bite into it for real, calling it the grossest take he ever filmed. Number 4. The ending. They were too scared to keep. The original ending of The Dream Master didn't stop with Freddy's defeat. After Alice and Dan walk away, the camera was supposed to linger on the fountain until Freddy's reflection appears in the water, grinning right back at them. In that version, Freddy wasn't gone at all. He was trapped in the mirror world waiting. The scene was filmed but later scrapped by New Line Cinema, who wanted audiences to feel closure after 3 exhausting sequels. Test screenings found the mirror wink too confusing and too gimmicky, so they cut it out completely. Only a few behind-the-scenes photos survived, showing Robert Englund in full makeup crouched by the fountain. Number 5. Robert Englund in disguise. There's one moment that almost no one catches on their first watch. In Kristen's opening dream, a nurse comforts her in a hospital room before suddenly transforming into Freddy. That nurse? It was actually Robert Englund himself, without makeup, wig, and full drag costume. The crew thought it would be hilarious to have Freddy's actor secretly play his own disguise. Englund shaved his beard, wore fake lashes, and even practiced a softer voice to sell the performance. Fans watching in theaters had no idea until the transformation hit. It's the only time in the entire franchise where Robert appears on screen as Freddy without burns or prosthetics. When he later revealed it in interviews, audiences were shocked. They'd been looking at Freddy's real face the whole time without realizing it. Number 6. The Human Cockroach Nightmare. Debbie's death scene is one of the wildest in the entire franchise. Her arms snap open, skin rips, and she transforms into a giant cockroach trapped inside a sticky roach motel. No CGI here. Every squirm, crack, and twitch was done with practical effects. The team built a massive roach motel set and used full-body prosthetics to make the transformation look disturbingly real. It took hours for actress Brooke Theiss to sit through makeup, and she later said it was the most uncomfortable experience of her career. The scene ended with Freddy crushing the box while grinning, saying, "You can check in, but you can't check out." It's gross, unforgettable, and peak 80s horror creativity. Number 7. Written in 7 days. The script for The Dream Master was finished in just 1 week. Writer Brian Englund was hired right before the Writers Guild strike hit, and he only had 7 days to turn in a full script or the whole project would shut down. He worked non-stop, barely sleeping, and somehow delivered a complete story before the deadline. Looking back, he called The Dream Master a blur of caffeine and chaos. That rushed writing process explains why the movie feels so fast and dreamlike. Scenes jump from one nightmare to another, like a story written in pure panic and adrenaline. Number 8. The movie that rewrote itself while filming. Halfway through production, The Dream Master ran straight into the 1988 Writers Guild strike, meaning no one was legally allowed to write or change a single line of the script. But the story still had holes, and scenes were missing. So director Renny Harlin and the cast started making things up right on set. The looping road sequence, where Alice and Dan keep driving in circles inside the same dream, was invented completely on the fly, based on one of Harlin's real nightmares. Even smaller dream moments, like Alice walking through a mirror that suddenly explodes, or scenes jumping from classrooms to graveyards without explanation, were all improvised because there were literally no script pages left to shoot. Number 9. Filming without a director. Before Renny Harlin officially came on board, The Dream Master was already rolling cameras without a confirmed director. The studio was so desperate to hit its summer release date that they started second-unit filming for dream effects and stunts anyway. Crews shot scenes of glowing hands, body doubles, and Freddy shadows, all before anyone was even hired to oversee the movie. When Harlin finally got the job, he walked into a project halfway in progress and had to piece it all together. He later said it felt like directing someone else's nightmare halfway through the dream. The fact that the film turned out as stylish and coherent as it did is a miracle. Most movies fall apart under that kind of chaos. This one somehow thrived on it. Number 10. The Invisible Dojo Fight. Rick, Alice's karate-obsessed brother, gets his own nightmare, trapped inside a glowing dojo where Freddy suddenly appears to challenge him. It starts like a real fight scene. Smoke, spinning kicks, and kung fu moves straight out of an 80s action movie. But halfway through filming, the production completely ran out of money. The original plan was to have Freddy appear physically for a full martial arts duel, but they couldn't afford it. So they shot Rick fighting an invisible Freddy instead. Every punch, every kick, all against thin air. The crew just added floating props and eerie sound effects to sell it. It looked strange, but fans loved it. What began as a budget disaster became an iconic Elm Street moment. Number 11. Why Patricia Arquette didn't return. Fans immediately noticed something off. Kristen, the main girl from Dream Warriors, suddenly looked different. Patricia Arquette didn't come back for The Dream Master, and rumors flew for years. Some said it was about pay. Others claimed scheduling conflicts. But timing played a big part. She was pregnant right as production started. With the studio on a tight deadline, they decided to recast the role instead of waiting. Tuesday Knight stepped in, not only acting but also performing the film's opening song. It gave the new Kristen a totally different vibe, softer, more vulnerable. Fans were split at first, but over time the change helped push Alice to center stage, setting up the franchise's next final girl. Number 12. The actress who sang the opening song. When Tuesday Knight replaced Patricia Arquette as Kristen, most fans didn't know she was also a singer. While recording lines for the movie, she played a demo of her original song Nightmare for the producers, a synth rock track she'd written at home. They liked it so much they used it as the film's opening theme. The crazy part? Tuesday didn't even know they had picked her song until she heard it during the premiere. It instantly set the tone for The Dream Master. Fast, glossy, and totally 80s. Her voice kicks in over the title cards before Freddy ever appears, giving the film a pop music energy that made it stand out from every other horror sequel at the time. Number 13. The Giant Chest of Souls. At the end of The Dream Master, Alice finally turns Freddy's power against him. His body starts to convulse, and the trapped souls of his victims claw their way out through his chest, their faces screaming beneath his skin. It's one of the most unforgettable images in the entire franchise. But that moment wasn't CGI or camera tricks. The crew built a 20-foot-tall replica of Freddy's torso, made from layers of latex, foam, and translucent gel. Real performers were positioned behind the structure, pressing their hands and faces into it, while lights flashed underneath to create the illusion of souls struggling to escape. The massive prop was so heavy that it once collapsed mid-shoot, nearly crushing the operators inside. Luckily, no one was hurt, but it terrified everyone on set. Number 14. Freddy's MTV crossover. By the time The Dream Master hit theaters, Freddy Krueger wasn't just a horror villain, he was a pop star. To promote the movie, New Line teamed up with rap group The Fat Boys to create a song called Are You Ready for Freddy? Robert Englund appeared in the official music video fully in makeup, delivering his own rap verses while scaring the band inside a haunted house. It was absurd, funny, and pure 80s. The crossover turned Freddy into a pop icon, bridging horror and hip-hop in a way no one expected. That same year, MTV put him on heavy rotation alongside Michael Jackson and Prince. The result? Freddy Krueger became the first slasher villain to break into mainstream music, proof that by 1988, he wasn't just haunting dreams, he was headlining them. Number 15. The director who refused to give up. When Rennie Harlin first tried to get the directing job, nobody at New Line knew who he was. He had just moved to Los Angeles from Finland, broke, living out of his car and showing up to the studio almost every day asking for work. Security guards started recognizing him, he was that persistent. Eventually, producer Robert Shea gave him a tiny office just to stop him from waiting in the lobby. Harlan used that chance to pitch his version of the Dream Master, full of energy and weird visuals. Against all odds, they hired him. That desperation turned into one of the most stylish entries in the series. The guy who once had nowhere to sleep ended up defining Freddy's look for an entire generation. The Dream Master showed what happens when chaos, luck, and pure creativity collide. It was made during strikes, budget cuts, and sleepless nights, yet it turned Freddy Krueger into a full-blown pop icon. From the improvised nightmares to the giant animatronic chest, every piece of it feels alive, unpredictable, and gloriously 80s. Even when the story made no sense, the imagination never stopped. That's why this movie still stands out. It's not just a sequel, it's a dream that rewrote itself while filming. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed diving into the madness behind the Dream Master, hit that like button, drop a comment on your favorite Freddy moment, and don't forget to subscribe for more of the creepiest facts from classic horror films.